Welcome to another Monday morning and chill with Jimmy D and Corey, and I guess three of the many of NFG Non Fungible Gang here to chill with us. So, welcome to the show, guys, and what's up?
Thanks, guys. Very good. Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be here, obviously. With the developers, it's like not something you get to do every day. So really appreciate you guys giving us this time and this platform to obviously speak. Just a quick introduction. My name's ND. So I'm one of the community guys in the NFG, and these two are actually our main builders that helped start the scholarship that we have. So AB5 and Tengen. We'll obviously go through their background, how they came about. Um, that's pretty much it for now. But yeah, how are you guys? How's your morning? Starting the day. Corey, I mean, in the morning. Sorry, evening for
Yeah,
Jimmy.
right.
Yeah, how much have you accomplished today? Have you done anything worthwhile today, Corey? I mean, you usually
Yeah, no, I've been
amazing stuff.
legitimately grinding since 4 a.m. I did the first APY calculation on Wax Blue, and I want someone to check my math, but I think it's 2,400%. So like,
Wow.
that's mental. Yeah, and we're locking up tons of supply. Circulating supply is just crossing 1 million on Blue. So that is just crunching numbers basically.
Speaking
Yeah.
of which, hashtag wax in the comments, followed by your wax account, and we're going to give away 1,000 blue today.
Wow. This is on YouTube, right? Yes, it
Yep.
is.
Well, we're on YouTube, we're on
Yep.
Twitch, we're on Twitter, we're everywhere.
You are on Twitch. I'm gonna message the guys. Maybe we can do like a little raid onto the channel then. That'll be cool.
We're streaming to all of them. So you guys, you guys are doing something interesting. You're running a scholarship program through a bunch of different, gaming types of things. You're starting one up with Uplift as well, if I'm correct.
That's correct. I think maybe AV, you want to give a story of how that came about? Because that all started when you joined, actually. So I'll let him take the floor.
Yeah, so I joined NFG initially for Axie, but my first scholarship that I actually got was in Uplift. I just hit up Andy through a Twitch stream. I asked him if I could. I learned about Uplift and everything. I asked if I could join in, and from there, I started bringing in a few of my friends in who are Minecraft players, and we started developing the plots. And then we decided that we wanted to make a really big project, which is the NFG headquarters, which is our next project soon. It'll span across 5 or 6 different plots, and it's going to make up a small sort of city in the Uplift server, the busiest server. And so we decided we're going to need help gathering materials, or else it's going to take ages. So me and Tengen, who's the first other person to come into Uplift, we decided to start a sort of scholarship program. We talked to the bosses, ND and Hysteria and all them, and we decided to set up an application form for people who want to join, even though they don't have any experience. It's just so they can help us farm materials like wool, dirt, stone, gravel, food, whatever we need to farm at the time. We would ask them to do it through quotas, and with that, we reward them. Obviously, you already have the wax rewards from Uplift, which is already plenty for playing a game. That's fun and interesting. But we reward them also by giving them their own personalized Minecraft accounts with the 50% off. So that's another
Yeah.
That's how the scholarship works in NFG.
It was really I'll just add on to that, AV. It was very how can I say, spontaneous how it came about, and it all came from just purely loving the game. So obviously, like for me, coming from the crypto space with the NFG guys in particular, they're very heavy on wax. So I'm coming from that side. I never played Minecraft before. It was my first time. I bought in. I was like, I guess at 30 plus years, today's the day I'm actually going to play Minecraft. I just always thought it was like a kid's game, and it's actually so much more than that. And when these guys came about, they're coming from Minecraft players first, minus blockchain. And when I actually got to do the groundwork, seeing what these guys are building, I was like, this is insane. Like I get it. Like this could be huge. There was a few hiccups on the way that obviously, like, you have Axie, there's other things that quite established. Like you already know how scholarships are set up, and we didn't quite know what to do yet. So that's something we are still fine tuning. But in the meantime, what we do is it's more like an add-on. So existing scholars in Axie or existing NFG members, we exclusively only offer the scholarship to them. It's almost like an exclusive group. It's like you start playing Axie, we can also get you land. You could be part of this team that we're going to build these projects. And like AV said, some players might not have any background experience. So we figured instead of just building things, invite people to come along, that kind of thing. We're trying to build, I guess, have projects that have utility. So the training centers was one of the first thing we've put through. Is it two or three batches now, guys? I think that's the case.
It's currently on the second batch. Yeah,
second batch, and we do them in fours. So what we do is we buy 4 keys that we own, and obviously we give the access to the accounts. And by the time that they've played a good 2 weeks or so, they may have earned already enough wax. We don't take a cut. We just like, you worked for it. That's the beauty of having this payout system. It's already set out. We don't have to do anything. Minus Axie, where it takes like 3 days and we're doing all this admin. It's kind of, you put in the work, you go nuts with creativity, you get what you earn type thing. So that was a great thing about that as well. But yeah, it's been a great journey so far, and I think we're just beginning, and it helps what we're trying to build with the NFG, because now a lot of people have come for Axie, and we're always pushing people for other games. And Uplift ended up having its own sub community. So if you've been to our Discord, we have a list of all the different games that we have, but then we have Axie, which has its own bunch of different channels, and on top of that, Uplift has now got its own little section as well, because it's just getting that popular with all the questions and things like that. So
I like it.
Stuff.
Every project that comes into the blockchain space is always going to have their issues, but one of ours that we really can't get around is the fact that you actually have to purchase a Minecraft account. And so in some countries, this might actually be problematic. So teams like you guys are coming in here and like offering discounts and getting people in the game and like helping, to expand the metaverse. Like that's really noble. So thank you for like taking that upon yourselves, because that's one of the things that we always
it's really cool.
Well.
Yeah, it's really fun.
And it would appear that we've just been Twitch bombed, which is freaking fantastic. Welcome everybody.
Again, put hashtag. No, it is fantastic. Put hashtag wax WAX with your wax account name behind it in the comments, and we're going to give away some blue and potentially a pack of NFTs as well later in the day. So
cool. You know what? There's so many people here. I'll probably give out a Blue Dack membership too.
Nice.
Right. Awesome, guys.
Yeah, we can potentially give out too. There's a lot. There's 100 people here. That's crazy. So that's cool. But yeah, Corey, what's going on behind us here? Like, I didn't see this before. This is Shipletopia. Is that there's a rocket in there? I think.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that yet?
No, I haven't.
CK. Yeah, Shipletopia is mental.
What's it? Tripletopia.
Shipple is a cryptocurrency. It's just like a Doge or just a little community coin or whatever.
Like a meme coin. Yeah.
And that team, got a chunk of land really, really early on in CK, and basically built a giant theme park. It's like Ready Player One times Star Trek times Star Wars times freaking all this other crazy. It's completely bonkers, and it's open right now.
What server is that in? Is that in Creative? Oh, nice. I don't think we've been. I haven't been there yet. I don't know about these guys. They play
It just opened at the end of last week, so it's been closed in development.
That was the first thing that really got me into the game as well. The quests, because I thought it was all about just you get a plot, you start building. We went on a quest very early on. It was actually AV won a land. What was it again, man? We were on a mission. We were helping each other. It's like
it was the high five
sign
challenge,
and help each other get a sign. And then eventually the internet got the better of some of the guys, and I give up. I'll just help you find some of the signs. AV got into the top 3, was it, man? Or
top 4 or something like that. Yeah.
It was a sweet victory. it was fun.
And I got a nice
really
little plot in London as well from it. Yeah.
Nice.
And he's got a sweet plot in London as well. Is there any plans for anything official? Because that was an official Uplift event as well. So I'm always on the lookout for some of these great events.
Well, I think that
right
there
now.
will be more like punchline events in the future. Right now, we're kind of heads down trying to get a bunch of things oriented, but definitely there's going to be more events. And like honestly, like some of the community events that have been coming out are pretty epic as well. Like the Londomly Londom Quest is really good. Mitzi has been doing like weekly events over in Uplift, I think, and maybe
London as well.
She's got a hotel
London
there,
as well.
so we did that one. That was
We've done a
Corey's
bunch of
post.
those as a group, NFG group. We did the event. It was really fun as well.
And the Chicken Caw people, they've done a couple, and also there's been a couple events that have happened over on, I think, Samdu's plot, which is the Toil, the Temple of Impoverished Lands, over in Chicken Caw, and as well the Shipletopia is planning on doing a bunch of events too. Like from our end, I think the last one that we actually did was the Punchline Get Thing event, and that was more of a test case. So the server actually is going down very shortly. I can't remember exactly what time, but I think it's shortly after the show. We're going to take actually a 48-hour hiatus from the game, so everyone's going to have a forced log off. We do apologize for this, but the reason behind this is we're going to port everything over to AWS. Hopefully that'll go off with a hitch, and when we come back up on Wednesday, we should be in AWS, and when that when that all transpires, then we'll have a better idea of like what we can do and plan forward. We're just kind of putting all of our focus on getting that to go off with a hitch. We did Genesis, I guess, a couple weeks ago. Sorry, I get lost in the time travel, craziness of crypto and NFTs. But like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we did that, and everything seemed to work out well. So now it's time to bring the rest of them over there. And then I guess the next thing that we're going to be doing is in November, early November, we're going to be having a first kind of, I guess we'll call it a land sale, but it's a little bit different. It's bigger than a land sale. It's bigger. It's the biggest kind of style that we've done. We're changing a couple things around in gratitude. And then after all of that's kind of transpired, we've got a couple other ideas that we're working on in the back end that I'm not really sure we can say, but definitely there'll be some probably focused on more types of like mini events, punchline get thing types of things. I'm not sure when. I don't have a timeline on that. I'm not even sure if Corey has a timeline on that, but that's always been something that we've been looking to engage the community with a little bit more. Did I get that about right, Corey?
Yeah, I think so. We have more work to do because like the goal has always been with Punchline Get Thing to be publishing information to chains so that projects and people could do whatever they want with it. That had some slowdown. The people we were working with on it, it's just shit happens. So that's kind of been paused. But we can do that internally, right? So I think creating events like purpose-built events, coordinating with our team. Like we can set up a bunch of signs and then track all the information for what happens on those signs on our database, and then basically give out kind of reports or like a list of people that get whitelisted or a list of people, whatever. And so I think exploring some of those ideas with the tools that we do have available now is something I'm really interested in. Digital asset, actually, Sebastian was talking about. Maybe we could do Punchline, get some blue to your account or something like that. And I'm actually going to talk to Tal about that today. And then I think like I want to set up a protocol so that we can be doing, say an event a week or whatever it is, right? Like we're going to have to figure out our resources on our end, but doing like, an NFG gang, kind of event or something, right? Like having that out there so that you guys know, okay, this is the kind of things that we might be able to pull off. This is the scale, right? Like that kind of thing. Cause I'd love to do it. Like, and I was just telling Blue this earlier, like, I kind of blasted all weekend. Not gonna lie, I'm a little tired, right? Like, tad stressed out. It's just been going crazy.
Yeah.
And I was just telling, like, you guys are reminding me why the Uplift is so fucking fantastic, and which is like on top of that, reminding me about how Blue Deck is meant to enhance all that. So just like I don't have the ability to get Minecraft up, so like I can't do this on the wall, but I'm really grateful for you guys this morning. Like, legit.
Oh no, thanks.
I was a little off this morning, and you guys are reminding me why this is such a special thing, right? Like the Axie Scholarships have always fascinated me. It's just the fact that like there's a team doing that kind of thing in the Uplift really, really warms my heart. Like are we the
only ones, Corey? Would you say? Are we the only one? Are we the only ones you're aware of that is starting something like this? Similar? There's probably a couple more.
Actually, I think the Sammy Snake crew in CK has been doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me if there are others. And if you are doing this and you're listening to the ridiculous sound of my voice while we're talking about all this stuff and you're doing this kind of thing, let me know. Like that, this is something that we really want to honor people for doing that. In fact, Jimmy, let's talk in the Tunnel Huddle today about getting, because we want to do guilds eventually, right? But like for the people that are doing scholarship stuff, I want to get an infographic and a logo up in the basement of the gallery for them. Right, like let's make it easier for them to do it. Like give them some pride of place, just some real recognition.
Yeah, we definitely want to encourage more teams to do that. And you're right, like Sammy the Snake community, they're doing it a little bit differently, but they've been doing kind of land share with their plots and teaching people how to play Minecraft. And it's quite interesting. I think they were based over in Chicken Caw. Mostly the majority of it. So you guys being in Uplift is kind of nice. Like it's a kind of
we're actually we're quite mixed everywhere, but we're in the process of trying to bunch, especially for the larger projects. So the project AV was mentioning, very early on, it just started off because it was, like I said, it was so spontaneous. He liked to play Minecraft. I kind of knew nothing about Minecraft, but I was in crypto. I got him whitelisted, and these guys just made this massive base for me, and it was in Swineland. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is so good. I'm like, what else can we do? And that's how it kind of just came about. And then I bought another piece of land in Uplift because I was just, I was like really getting back into it. The reward system was live. It was exciting. I noticed one of my lands was right next to one of the NFG buses as well. And then from there, we kind of just tried to start collecting, like property collecting nearby. And we managed to secure, I think, 4 or 5 lands right next to each other, and now we're trying to get a complete square. I think it's 3x3, and that's where we're going to put our actual NFG base. So we're thinking like a little office headquarters. So that's the long-term project that we have.
Not little.
Not little. It's going to be massive.
It's going to be a massive
Just
project.
to be clear, not little.
Not little, yes.
Hey, I just want to give Sebastian Digital Acid a shout out. Like when he went CK to go check out Triple Dopey, he died 5 times. So did I. We're terrible. Yeah. We need armed guards. Like every time I go to Survival World, I'm gonna have to like hire the gang to come and like just surround me because I'm basically like a defenseless.
That's me with these guys. So I'm like, guys, should I come with you one time when you guys do these like quests or whatnot? It's like, don't bring anything with you. You lose everything. And I'm like, I think I'll just sit out and just chill in my base. All good. But that's another thing. Like, it's like, it's so diverse what we're offering. Because I know some people, like, we have one guy, his name's Clint, shout out, and he's purely just, Tengen, do you want to just take him through? Because I think you're a bit more technical, but what he's been accomplishing by himself, being Neo in the Matrix.
Yeah, because Nether's quite complex, and it takes a lot of experience and skill to actually progress to the Nether. And the group we have right now hasn't really breached that because we're more busy on the building side. So we brought it one of my brother's friends. Hey, you wanna earn while playing Minecraft? We've got a program going on. Maybe you wanna hop on. So okay, we just let them be, and like, okay, you can do whatever you want. We'll just give you some whitelist on some lands, and you can just do whatever you want. It's all good. And this guy goes into the Nether and brings back like 5 elytras, which is like super rare because the end's like pretty bare, and the end's like just one area, just all that type of resources, and it's pretty bare because all the earlier players already like took everything there. And this guy is so good. He brought all the shulker boxes and all those elytras and all the wither skulls. It might not be clear for the viewers what these things are, but these things are very rare and very difficult.
They're ultra rare, yeah.
Very
and
rare.
Valuable.
It's
valuable.
A lot of skill. It's very valuable. So
I didn't know the value. You guys had to tell me how valuable.
So basically, an elytra, you can sell it for 30 to 40 wax. That's based on how much Clint sold it per piece. And
is that just within the Uplift, like with the chat?
Yes, within the Uplift community, yeah. Just people some guys especially looking for it because it's very convenient because it allows you to fly, and traversing while flying is always convenient. So it's nice that an item in game converts into money in real life, and Clint's like are basically the best amongst the group, amongst the NFG gang.
And that's gonna get even bigger now, right? With the new shops that you guys implemented.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Well, is it? Yeah. So like the new shops are an interesting concept, right? And like anyone now is able to set up their shop, and they're able to set their own prices in Upliftium essentially for the in-game stuff. right? Like Upliftium was always intended to be an in-game token, but yeah, I've learned very quickly that intent in crypto means pretty much nothing, except that it's the opposite of nothing, because it means everything, because people will just come in and mess your shit up, and usually in a really good way. We've had that experience for the most part. So like the ability now to to take that Upliftium and send it through the tokenized NFT contract through Kate, and then like over to Alcor, like that translates into basically free market economy value now, right? But like our intent is to have these shops so that you can set them up and you can earn Upliftium, and of course that Upliftium can be used for picture installs, portrait installs, those types of things. And if you want to draw it out, then like that's totally up to you. We don't really have anything to do with that side of it, but yeah, I like the fact that nobody asked us to prop up the price, which is nice because it happens in other places. Crazy people over there on other blockchains, they're buying things for like 3 to 5 Luna, and then they're selling them for 1. I don't understand. That's just a no-brainer. To not do that, but with Upliftium, at least we have an in-game use case for it, and that's really cool. I think. Sorry, go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, no, I was just back on that because actually Corey, you sent me this. You probably don't remember, a long time ago, but I was talking about those bang out coins. I think there was something to do with it, and then Corey actually messaged, send one to this address. I did it a while ago, but I just like, what happened? I don't know what happened. And then I was checking my balance just literally yesterday, and I'm like, 1 bang out. I could have sworn I had about 50. And then I was like, connect. I'm like, I think I know what happened. Like something's happened here. And then I actually couldn't remember the address I sent it to, so I spent a good chunk amount of time just going back to the tweets, trying to find Corey's tweets. Like, what was that damn address? So tokenized NFT. I'm like, this is cool because you've got all those bang out coins there. I saw the Supliftium. Is that right? So it's
so Suplift is actually Sammy Snake built that for some collective thing they were doing.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, the Upliftium one is Liftium, right? So if you send
Liftium, that's the one.
Yeah, one of the NFTs and the address for anyone who wants it is tokenized the NFT.
Very cool.
Send it to that, and it gives you Liftium in return. And of course, Liftium in Blue LP is stakeable on BlueDAC.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, guys, I figured out how to do it because we've been kind of stuck.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like the ROI on staking Liftium in Blue is stupid. Like it's
might make a note of that.
If you have any Liftium sticking around and it's not staked on BlueDAC with Blue, you want it there bad.
Definitely.
That's awesome because I was actually wondering, like, whenever I got Liftium, I didn't know what to do because we're not importing any portals or pictures. So I was thinking, yeah, there's not much uses for it now, but it's a good thing that the shops are now going to use it.
Yeah,
I was just
amazing.
checking it now. The value is popping up now as well.
Yeah, people started buying it like crazy to stake it on BlueDAC.
Yeah. Okay. We should get in on that, Andy.
We should get in on that.
At whatever scale you can. It's still really, really early, right? So when it's all in pools. So the number of people the more people that pile into the pool, right? The more Liftium that piles into the pool, the less per Liftium you'll be earning. So like people will earn more now than ever again. And it's just this whole month is probably going to be completely nuts. And even like 3 months from now, it's still probably going to be 100%, APY, give or take, right?
Crazy.
But right now, it's like an order of magnitude bigger than that.
It's exciting. That's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's really good.
And the shops. I mean, I started seeing people like throwing pictures up of the shops in the Uplift. I was like, this was the dream from way back, right? Like, let's create an economy of scale in these survival worlds so that people can collaborate at scale, right? If somebody just wants to go and farm, sand and glass or whatever, it means that I could, come around and build another cathedral and just buy all the stuff that I need instead of spending, 2 months trying to get it, right? So it's just, I think it's gonna be really incredible.
I think we definitely need to get onto that, guys.
We have to. Because people were already doing that in the game, like unofficially, and now you guys have actually set up, an in-game like managed way on doing it. So yeah, that's pretty sick. Well, I just have one question on that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I just have one question on that. There are some items that are can only be gotten from villagers. Am I right? Like, or at least easier to get, like enchanted books and stuff like that. What's gonna happen with those items are a bit harder to get, are they just gonna like increase in value and rarity, or is there a way that we can get it through an NPC or something like that?
I would say right now, just because we're going to be studying how this system works, that they just went to being very, very scarce, right? If there ends up being an extreme amount of demand that isn't being satisfied by the market, in like a month or 2 months, then bring it back up to me and we'll see if we can figure something out.
All right, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, like if people start buying it for like $10 million or something like that, well, then maybe do we really want to change that? I mean,
it's like, let's just leave it. Let's leave that. That's really good. I think that was a really good change as well that you guys made with how because the wax earnings now.
On...
Hey, Jimmy, I think you're freezing up a little bit, bud.
Yeah, I think it's frozen, mate.
There, are you back?
I think it's frozen.
Sorry, Andy, go ahead.
Jimmy. Yeah, no, I was just saying, because there was a change that we had recently, right, with the wax earnings. It's not particularly, like, we can't really predict it, if that makes sense. Like,
Okay.
the land and the player earnings, like, you can't just, like, game the system, if that makes sense. It sort of promotes more just play and enjoy the game. Because one of our things for creativity is, like, this is not like Axie, because Axie and a lot of blockchain games for that matter, actually, a lot of people tend to go with that mindset. So it's like, how much can I earn? What can I do?
Optimizing constantly, right?
Exactly, yeah, and that's right. But I think now, like at first we were like, we're not sure. But now I think taking that away, it's kind of good because it brings it back to why even we started in the first place when these guys came on. They came in because they were playing Minecraft anyway before blockchain, and now they're doing an earning as well. And without I guess taking that piece out of the equation, it actually it can separate people purely that actually just want to play. Because the first batch that we got, and like massive shout outs to the guys, they're really taking it to the next level. Like they had no Minecraft background. This is what makes me happy, like because I'm seeing all this take place. People finding this game, actually learning Minecraft, and then have these guys teaching them Minecraft. I'm like, this is it. This is
the way.
This is Ready Player One for real. Yeah, this is the way. And now they're doing their own quests. They got their own plot, doing their own things. And then we also have our own NFG collab type projects that we do. And we're even dividing up little roles. So in our Discord, we've got people that we only have one, which is Clint, and I've put him with this nice exploration role, and he's got a sword next to him because he's the guy going out in the Nether. And we're sort of pushing people like, you can have your own career progression within the Uplift. Like you start off in the training center, but what exactly do you want to do? You want to be a harvester. And with all these new things like coming up, I'm like, you could be a salesperson. If you ever show up, I don't know, something like whatever, man.
It's so true. This is why like everybody who would listen, anytime we're like, we want machines. So like, no, kill all machines, right? Yeah. Because like this is really like you're taking out an entire class of value creation that can be in there for somebody, right? Because like people have fun. Farmville's no joke, right? People have fun just going in and go harvest carrot, harvest carrot, harvest carrot. Now I have a basket of carrots, woohoo! But now like that's going to translate into real lithium value and stuff like that. So that's really fun. I want to say this. If you guys are looking, you guys are all mostly in Uplift, right? Or all in Uplift?
We're all over, man.
All over. Yeah.
But our main project.
Every single server, basically.
That's awesome. This is good. All right. So if you guys find or can find something owned by Uplift Zen next to one of your plots that you want, let me know. I would like to donate it.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's so nice.
You guys are like, and like, there's a few other teams doing this, right? And like the gallery loop, and like, there's just some really, really amazing examples of what we were intending, right? And you guys are it. Right? Like this kind of arc and this kind of experience for people who can like start from zero and bootstrap themselves into like a ridiculous thing where you might be able to make a living playing a game. Like fire that right into my veins. Like, I just want to do that all day, right?
You know what's funny? There's just all in fun. I'm just going to share this. But when the change came to remove the auto farms, I think it was, because I think AV just joined. And he's coming with this he's coming with all this Minecraft experience. And he's like, guess what? I can create these farms that will do it automatically. the day completes it.
The day after.
Yeah. The
Sorry,
day
buddy.
after, you guys are like, we're disabling this, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't see the update.
No, it was even
But
worse.
guys,
It was even worse than
disable
that.
it.
Because my first day, I grinded and I made an entire creeper farm to make gunpowder for my fireworks,
yeah.
right? And it was fully automatic. And then I was wondering, when I finished it, I was so excited, but no creepers would spawn. And I realized no mobs would spawn. And I realized that you guys probably turned it off
Oh,
to
is
stop
we
this
turned
auto
ours
farm.
off way
This is
before
off.
that.
Yeah,
so we
that's
know
what
we're
I
getting there.
guessed. That's what I
Our
guessed. And I was
entire-
like, why isn't it working? And then we got an announcement the day after saying, oh yeah, all redstone, all dispensers, all hoppers, yeah, that's going out the drain.
All gone.
So
But the thing is, at
I
that
was like,
I
all
think
my
we
effort.
adapted really quick. That was over. Like
Yeah.
all that work, we were just like, oh crap, literally. But immediately we pivoted and just, they disabled everything. But I think that actually kind of helped with the idea, because we've got this plan for this massive building, and there's a lot of manpower needed for that, especially if you don't have an auto farm. And like now these sort of, I guess, more beginner roles, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tengen and AV, but the guys that just start, their first types of jobs when they start working as it's called a builder. The scholarship, we call them builders as a role.
Yep.
These beginner builders, they're going to be doing like the farming, the type of resources we need. They might do a little bit of bricklaying when the actual construction site is like complete or whatnot. But like I said, with an auto farm, these jobs wouldn't exist because everyone would just be sort of creating and building, have to be on that sort of level. So I think it was kind of almost like kind of worked out, because like we want to grow, we want to have more people, but we need to give people things to do as well. And that's what they're doing now. Both our training centers is, I really wish I could show you guys, but we did a stream a while before. But we have like what was it again? Like the farm that you guys made. That's the second. Do you want to just take through the stages of the training actually, either Tengen or AV? Like for example, when someone starts, they begin. We've given them a key. Here it is, and then they
It
take
all
them
starts
through
with a key. And then we've got 4 people in each batch, and it's in a span of 2 weeks. So the first training would be like the basics, the shortcuts, like how to do this, how to do that, what's this, what's that, the levels of tools. And then it takes usually 2 hours or an hour and a half for that. And then we tell them, we'll see you next week. This will be the advanced training. So this is the basic training for you guys now. We'll see you next week. And so the second training is more the advanced training, how to actually farm or grab the materials that we need. And once that's established, that also takes another hour and a half. And once that's established, we set up a quota, or like a weekly quota. It's a bit light, especially if the players are new and like they don't have much experience with Minecraft before. It's light, so it's doable. But we want them to interact with the world and passively gain. So once they complete that, we evaluate if they're interested, and that's how they get the builder role. That's how it works, basically.
And anything they do outside of that is up to them. They can go on a quest, and they do, which is amazing as well. I've seen them online for hours. I'm like, you guys are still here.
Yeah, they're actually having fun now. And we realized that they started doing their own little projects here and there on the lands that we whitelisted for them. So we decided to give them an extra incentive if they went through the training and they're really interested and they're showing initiative, playing Uplift, and they're having fun, and they're doing their quotas well and everything, and they're actually like doing it the right way. We give them a plot where they can do their own personal projects. We whitelist them in a plot, and everything they do, as long as they keep doing the quotas, everything they do extra, they can make their own plots. One of ours has started making like gigantic robots like Gundam and Voltex 5 and stuff like that. And one of them is gonna use it as like a practice session for her architectural course or something like that. So yeah, everyone's gonna get their own little projects here and there. So yeah, it's just so that an incentive for them for like getting to know the game well and having fun with it and everything. So yeah.
Sorry about that. I was trying to do some gratitudes, but apparently it didn't like me, so it died. From here, I put my gratitude up. I did, but yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, just there's only 8 people who commented their wax accounts. So like, put them in, or if you think you put them in again, because it's going to filter. And you guys on the stream as well, put yours in the comments. Feel free.
I do that now too.
Yeah, drop those in.
Is that on Twitch? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
It should
Nice one.
should work from Twitch
GR
too.
though,
Yeah.
man.
So also, we said this before, but if you happen to win last week the 1,000 blue, we're gonna send you a Drop Bears Tree Diving Club pack instead, just because we want to space these out as much as we can.
Nice one.
So yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, like you guys are doing really cool things. How many people? I don't think I missed this, but about how many people do you have in the scholarship program now?
Let's have a count actually to get the exact number. Would you say about just 15 getting to that number?
Yeah, or like close to 15.
Yeah,
something.
around 15, 16, 17, around
It's
that. Yeah.
It's definitely a slow process. I think that was one of the hurdles we had because at first, like we had the keys and we were thinking after the training, we'll just give you the key, but we figured that's a lot of ad hoc, like the admin to change the email addresses, that kind of thing. So we figured those 4 keys will just stay NFG keys, and if they buy their own, we'll compensate, pay for half the price because like you had mentioned before, different countries, it's a lot of money, can add up.
Yeah.
But like the incentive to play in the first 2 weeks, if you're earning wax, you could easily get a full account even if you're grinding it out. So that was one thing that came about, and like I said, it's just as we're going, we're finding little things that we can do to roll it out. So
So how do people find you? How do you advertise? How do people know about what you do other than like shows like this in your own channel?
Yeah, so like I mentioned as well, it's because our community is quite tight knit. A lot of people come for Axie first, initially, and then obviously we have a number of games that we're invested in. Uplift is probably the second biggest that we have in terms of, like I said, we have our own little sub community within there, and it's the one we push because you can earn right away. It's just set up in a way that it's just easy. We can just do it. We are looking doing scholarships for other games, but I feel like this is like you said, with all the stuff that you guys have mentioned, there's just so much potential, and it actually is really fun for the people. It's something we can come together and do. But so far, that's pretty much it. The next phase that we are going for, I would say, is our own events soon. That's one thing, and obviously attending more to different events because we've taken a bit of a hiatus with the quests. I know there's been a few that we're like, damn, like I really want to go, but sometimes life gets in the way, it gets a bit busy. But getting the presence a bit more out there, like when we're out, we're NFG, we're here, we're attending these kind of things. That's pretty much it so far. And I'd say the next phase of that is actually doing some advertising outside. But right now, I'd say everything's quite internal. When people come in, especially new scholars, they'll be like, "What's this?" Like in the comments, and like, "Hey, this is our other scholarship, Uplift," and it's right in the one of the top sections of our Discord too. That these are the 2 main that we offer. So I think it's just almost like a natural progression. Like when you're an Axie scholar, now you've got the green light. You can also be a builder if you want to, and these guys stream quite a lot in the chat, and we do Twitch as well. So it's pretty much it for now. But by all means, we're trying to still figure out ways to how else can we. What's the biggest one I want to find out? How do you get the Minecraft players? Like, I mean, I tag Minecraft on Twitter, but I don't think really people see it. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like majority players that we come across, I think they're blockchain first as opposed. And I think that was intentional when you first made Uplift. Is that right? It was more blockchain, and then we'll put it out when it goes mainstream or whatnot for mainstream adoption. Is that the if I got that right or?
Well, Corey's kind of the better one because like it was kind of his brainchild to answer this, but like essentially he just I think noticed that it just made sense to be able to map that land to that key. Like that's kind of what they were made for in reality, really. Like it allows people to develop, it allows people to own their own like little piece, it allows people to not be have their shit destroyed by other people. It allows ownership of the virtual land. But Corey, you can take it from there. I mean, I don't want to speak for you because it was your.
No, I mean that's really it. And like the the progression was kind of ridiculous because we didn't know how to play Minecraft either, right? We just started messing around with it as podcasters because we wanted to start incorporating what then became known as the metaverse. People weren't really talking about it back then. into how we were podcasting, and so we ended up with a gratitude monument, right? I started building the original cathedral around it, which you can still visit in Old World, but we didn't even know that you had to like close your server off. So we had like some punk kids come in, build flying contraptions, and bomb the cathedral into the Stone Age, which actually happened. So we didn't know anything, right? So we had to learn, okay, well, how do you protect the server? And then how do you protect a region, right? And then protecting a region, we start learning about how all that stuff works. And really, that's just a database entry on our server at the end of the day. And then we're down the road a little bit more, we're like, wait a minute, we could just map, an NFT, recognizing that you have an NFT to updating who owns that region in a server. And then, after that, just some duct tape and off the races.
I feel how the not the economy, what's the word? Majority of the landowners, I think, are crypto first, so not really experienced Minecraft players. I think the hurdle I'm looking at crossing over is like finding more of AV and Tengen, because that's how it came about. Like people that know the game, and then they jump into the economy and they just blast it out of the water because they know what they're doing. Because it's the same with the NFG buses. Like when you're in this, especially in Wax, every time there's a drop or anything, it's like buy land. And I bought land in the original Uplift sale, and then when I first got Minecraft, I'm like, I don't think I can do this. I was like, I don't think I know what I'm doing. I think I've messed up here. And that's obviously not the case, because now where it's coming to, it's really letting people build, work together, that kind of thing. So it's really good. But yeah.
I'm really annoyed.
Is that?
Because I don't think that this thing is working properly. It says we've only got 13 entries for Wax comments, and I'm sure there's got to be more than that.
Yeah, there's definitely more.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So
yeah, I am. Corey needs the Knights of CK when he visits as well. I totally do. That's entirely true. I didn't know that the Knights of CK were a thing, and I'm here for it. That is fantastic.
I was looking at Twitch. No wonder. Now I'm on YouTube. There it is.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to put. I think it was supposed to put
from everywhere.
Yeah, I thought so, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's only grabbing the ones from YouTube, which isn't fair to the Twitch people. So let me.
Yeah, why don't we do the giveaway after then? Just we can call it from the comments.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah, we can pull the comment. Can we do that? Does that count the comments on Twitch too?
Just on YouTube. I think we probably have to do it separately, right? You have to be on Twitch and grab them all, and then be on YouTube and grab them all.
Let's do that. Let's do one for Twitch, and we'll do one for YouTube.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we can do the YouTube now and the Twitch later.
Sure.
I got a question. I got a question from one of our guys. I know we just vaguely went over it, but they're asking how to change Upliftium into Liftium. Yeah,
so you right now crystallizing your Upliftium into an NFT is going to be down until after we get onto AWS. So that's a bit of a pain in the ass. But if you already have the crystallized Upliftium, or if you buy any off of Atomic, you send that NFT to tokenized NFT. I'm actually going to spell it out so you guys have it.
I added it as a friend in Atomic Hub.
Yeah, so you send it over to tokenized NFT, and then you go on. Usually, the easiest way to do it is Alcor, because it's just going to show up automatically. So you check your wallet on Alcor, and the Liftium should be there. And it's instantaneous. It's really fast.
Yeah,
and for the record, you can also do this with Yoshi coins. You can do this with a bunch of different things. If you just go onto the Kate site and check, there could be a list of what they do it with, and there's a whole bunch of them that
there you go.
Are all the same.
And it has to be in increments of 1 million, right? Or can it once it's there?
Right. So once it's an NFT, it's definitely $1 million, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. So you're sending the entire NFT to tokenize NFT. Okay.
Right. Now, if you want to get it back in the game because you want to build a portal, you can actually send 1 million Liftium exactly to tokenized NFT, and it'll spit out an NFT that you can then melt in our system. So it goes both ways.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice one. Instantaneous.
Pretty darn close.
That's great.
going on, Jimmy?
So I was just pulling up the Twitch stream and muting it to make sure that we had something here. All right, so we'll do the YouTube one now, and hopefully, I mean, if you win the Twitch one, we're just gonna do it again. But hopefully we can do that later. So let me pull that up, share the screen. This is gonna go for 1,000 blue to your Wax account.
Nice.
There's 22 entries, it looks like, so far. So we'll do a random share. Once you win, then you're going to have to verify yourself by dropping your account there. But yeah, let's do the...
Awesome.
Let's do the draw. And ready.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's Key is one of our builders.
Nice.
Jeff is one of our guys too.
That's on Twitch, Jimmy.
Oh, it is on Twitch. Okay, so it's working.
So that it looks like it got everybody.
Okay, sweet. So Jethro,
Cool. So yeah, let's do 2 anyway then.
Sweet. Jethro, drop your account in the comments here one more time.
Jethro is one of our trainee scholars to be, actually.
Just to make sure that we got it right. Ah, nice. That's very cool. It's good that somebody from your community got it. And then we'll do another one. Let's see. Okay. Second one is Jethro 28. That's the first one. Second one is coming up right now, and let's spin again.
Drum roll. Hey!
It was like rigged.
Streamer diff. That's a streamer diff right there.
I mean, like it's definitely not rigged. Last week we had it. Last week we had it draw the same person 3 times in a row, actually, which is pretty hilarious.
Nice.
One of the people that said that they didn't want to win. So very cool. AV 5. All right, sweet.
In the chat.
Yeah, you can drop it in the private chat if you want me. But
awesome.
I'm pretty sure that we know that you're here. So yeah. But very cool. We'll send you those blue right after the show.
Awesome.
That's great.
And yeah, very cool. So 24 hours. Every 24 hours, you have to go in and you have to, well, you don't have to, but if you go in and you check your blue. I have a question for you, Corey, about blue tech,
Sure.
If I might ask. So somebody asked me this, and I figured it's better if you answer it. On the interface, when you go in and you check and you claim your rewards, then your rewards will actually sit until you withdraw them back into your account. Mm-hmm. Is there any benefit to leaving them sit in the claim, or is it just the process that has to be followed?
It's just the way our contract works.
That's what I thought, but I just wanted to double check. Cool. Yeah, and like there's quite a few more. I didn't count them, but there's definitely more than 21 over there now, which is nice.
Yeah, there's 22. We had Ken. Ken was supposed to be part of our launch roster, and then wasn't going to release his token until November 1st. Took one look at Blue Dap working on its first day and canceled the rest of his sale, which is probably pretty smart on his part. And there's one other one we have to add Blux from CXC. They were going to be part of the launch a long time ago. Blue basically made a commitment with them, so they're probably going to get launched in a few days. And that'll be it for this month. And then the top 10. blue pools by liquidity that we have not listed yet are going to get listed and announced on November 11th. So if you know anybody that wants to get a token, Arity actually wrote a really good article on it. Just be in the top 10 in blue depth liquidity for the people that we haven't launched yet, and we'll get you listed.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Very
pretty
cool.
Yeah,
fun.
now actually, I just found the bluedeck.io. Yeah.
Gluedack.io. Yeah.
IO.
Yep. And Arity actually wrote a really, really amazing detailed description and how-to article. And all you need to do is click on the WTF button to get to that.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite part of all
WTF is
this.
this? Nice. That's good.
So on your guys' end, do you have anything that you want to shout out? On
AV, say again?
Shout out to NFG, I guess,
Yeah.
and Uplift.
Yeah, shout out to
you
the
guys.
boys, the builders.
Actually,
Majority
yeah.
of our builders are actually close friends of mine because we played Minecraft early on. For years and years, we were playing Minecraft on Realm, so we're already used to like the big server and stuff like that. We're pretty used to the feature where you can't grief and the anti PvP feature, which is cool. So shout out to them. They're a big help in everything that we're doing. And yeah, shout out to NFG, gang.
And definitely a shout out just to the wider community in Uplift. Like it's just great to see. Like we've got builders. I've got some on my plot, and they're just making connections with other people, with their own projects within Uplift. And I think it's definitely something like people can connect more. We could try and, I don't know, whether it's on the Uplift's Discord, it's all there. Get that engagement, the activity coming up, because I love seeing like all these quests and projects, and we're gonna have our own. So that's definitely something I want to sort of make known if people are listening or rewatch this later. And I guess if anyone's interested, like NFG, interested in learning, if we don't discriminate. You could be a full noob, you could be an expert. We're looking to grow our presence. That's the main thing I guess I want to get across. And definitely would love to work with you guys on something if we do an event of our own, like a joint with like an official with Uplift and NFG, because what we have planned, especially what with these guys are building, like I said, I don't come from a Minecraft background, but when they tell me the scale of some of the projects, because we want to do like arena type games, PvP type things. That was actually a quick question. Like while you're here, would there ever be a part where we could take the like you can actually fight, I guess, like because there's a restriction, right? Unless you're whitelisted. That'll be an option, maybe.
Something we have planned. We're still looking at a few different details around it. But what I'd like to have happen, and I think that it's possible, is you could basically have, you could even carve out a region within your plot. So I think somebody was mentioning the Coliseum, right? So you could just have the floor of the Coliseum and like a square around that, where the second you walk in there, PvP's turned on.
Rules.
The second you
That's
walk
amazing.
out, PvP's turned off, right? Then you could basically have legitimately, you could get everybody watching in the Coliseum as two people, try to murder each other in Minecraft.
That's exactly what we were thinking. We were thinking ways around it. Like maybe we should just have a beam at the top in the sky somewhere, and you just have to push each other off, and then that's it. But
Initially,
that's a lot better.
initially we were thinking that we could use we could have an event where if someone wants to join, they tell us ahead, and we whitelist them. But you still can't kill each other. So what we decided was we can use lava buckets as a weapon, because if you place lava on the floor, the other person still dies. So we were thinking like, we can make a Coliseum. It's gonna be just two people running around with buckets of lava trying to burn each other. But that sounds really great.
I can't lie. I kind of want to see the lava bucket thing.
I think we should just do it anyway. I think just for fun, let's just do it.
That should be a co-event. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick.
Of course, there are like 3 Colosseums that you can use in Nemesis as well, but then you got to go through the process of going in there, getting there without dying, and getting out. But,
definitely like some sort of esports thing. That would be amazing. If that ever becomes, I'm pretty sure it will.
Like tournament style, right?
Yeah, and you get like a team like the best, because that's what we're trying to do with Axie now. Get the best of the best Axie scholars, and then I don't really know where it is. It's just competing for high MMR, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be when you look at the scholarships in Axie, you can see where they're from, like whether it's a gaming guild or loot squad with Bryson, that kind of thing. It'd be crazy. Like we're kind of ready to go in that sense. I think we're gonna make team uniform skins or something in the future. We do that now with training, so the trainers have little uniforms. I think they have like
Jollibee.
Jumpsuits.
They're wearing Jollibee uniforms
Yeah,
because
they're
most of them
wearing
are
Jollibee.
Filipino.
Yeah, it's a Filipino
Awesome.
fried
Hey,
chicken shop.
Guys, I need to run to another meeting. Thank you
Yeah,
so much
absolutely.
for coming on today. I'm really, really grateful that you guys popped in. Just selfishly, it was really cool for me to be able to connect with what you guys are doing. It's really cool, man.
No, thanks, Corey. Pleasure to be here. It's
Yeah.
like,
All right,
like I
yeah,
said.
we'll have you
Thanks
back.
for
We'll
having
have you
us.
back soon.
Thanks for having
Sure.
us.
Cheers,
See you
man.
guys.
See you guys.
So from my end, I was having trouble, like I said, and I don't want to like get booted again from the stream to put some gratitudes up. But I would like to take your gratitudes down in the private comments, and so that I can put them up after I shut down the stream. So let's do that before we end. So Andy, what are you grateful for today?
I'm grateful to be here. Like honestly, like I've seen your streams before. It's great to actually be able to connect. Like it's a rare thing to be able to. So like I said to Corey and to yourself, Jimmy, just appreciate your time for us being here.
That's great. Yeah. Well, I mean, Corey and I, when we started this show, a long time ago, which wasn't really that long ago. But when we started this show, we just did it once a week, and we just basically came on and we started going through like a bunch of the news in the space, and then like we started having guests, and we realized that it was fun to have guests because we were just hanging out. And we looked at all these other shows with like all of these gimmicks, and I guess that's okay to a certain extent, but we just decided that we just wanted to hang out with people that we enjoyed. And so that's kind of what we built this show around. It's people that we enjoyed both in the Uplifters, realm and beyond, right?
Yeah.
And so like I think it's very mutual. Like having the chance to sit down and just chill with people as cool as yourselves doing what amazing things that you're doing in the Uplift. It's just great, right? Like we this is the kind of conversations that we want to have. And like again, Corey and I, when we kind of designed this show, we decided like this is a show that we want to do. This is a show for us, right? Like I don't care if we get 1,000 or 10,000 or 1 million views, right? Like if we get 46 to 50 people watching us live here today because they're interested in what you guys are doing or they're interested in what we're doing, like that's almost enough for us, right? Like we want that active engagement, cool small town community. So yeah, likewise.
That's the right mindset to have. Just keep it fun. As long as you're having fun, that's it. It's just like catching up with friends, almost. Yeah.
AB5. What about you? What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for the community, man. Like when I first started, one of the first interactions I had was someone was offering me a free like starter pack. Like someone came over to my LAN and said, "Oh, you're the new neighbor? Oh yeah, okay, let me just give you a bunch of stuff." It's a really, really helpful community, and it's really non-toxic because really positive, and it's a great thing to be part of. So I'm just grateful to be part of the Uplift community, honestly.
Nice, man.
I'll come back to that in a minute, but yeah, Tengen.
Well, grateful for the opportunity to be here first of all, and then how you guys have made Minecraft an opportunity for people like us who enjoy the game, and brought it to a wider audience, wider selection of people who knew nothing about the game but is getting into it. Yeah, so I'm thankful for that.
Especially in the Philippines too, right? Like the earnings are like, I'd imagine, pretty good in that sense when converted.
Yeah, man. In season 1, like if you maxed out every single week, you'd be earning more than like an average salary job here in the Philippines.
That boggles me. It's insane. It's crazy.
Especially now with Wax like popping off like that, man.
It's insane. That's so good.
It's really crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, AV5, about the community and the positivity of it. Like there a few things have happened, but for the most part, we've been pretty good, right? Like and actually, to be honest, most of what I got annoyed about wasn't actually the Uplift. Most of what I got annoyed about was over in Yoshi Drops. And they're a pretty good community as well, but there was a lot of speculation that went on in the early days and people getting upset. And it's funny because I partook in another project that I really like over the weekend, and I mean it sold out in I don't know, 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
But the OGs in the community were great. My friends who were part of the project were great. The people who, followed that project over from a former project that they did, all great. But most of the majority of people were new people who came in, and they just they almost ruined it for me. Like, I got to the point where I would have probably just said screw it if it weren't friends of mine that
They're already in.
were managing the project. And it just got to be like this point where they had three pre-sales, well, 2 pre-sales and then an open sale, right? And so I think you had a 2-hour window if you were in the first group, another 2-hour window if you were in the second group, and then the rest of the day if you were in the third group. And by halfway through the second group, I think there was maybe about 1/3 or to 1/4 of the, maybe even close to a half of the NFT sold, and everyone was like, "Oh, this project sucks. You can't even sell out. Like, what's going on?" And it hadn't even been opened up to the public sale yet. And then you have people coming in and saying the team needs to stop the sale and then put a cap on it and close it. And a few of my friends went in there and basically I was quiet because I would have lost my shit. But my friends went in there and said, basically nobody on the team is going to say this to you, but fuck off, seriously, fuck off, because you're trying to bottleneck something that you've already bought into, right? And what was crazy about it is it sold out in half the time that it was allotted before it would end. There. And it still gets there, but it just reminded me how toxic NFT communities can be. And I'm not saying that about any project in particular. More, I'm saying that about in Wax, we seem to be really blessed. In the Uplift, we seem to be really blessed. There's a few other communities, like the parent company of this project that I'm talking about. Their old school community on Wax is some of the nicest, kindest people that you will ever meet, right? Like the Yoshi Drops crew, the artists, the musicians that we get to work with. They're all really down to earth, liberal people, and it's great because you can go into the game and you can find some of these OG builders, where you can go in and you can find, like you said, some of these people who are just getting into the metaverse and hanging out and learning how to farm, and they're all giving. They all treat you the same, right? And I think a lot of that has to do with communities like yours that bring people in. They kind of, help people to level themselves up, help people to learn, help people to understand everything that's going on. So my gratitude actually is I appreciate everything that NFG has done and is doing in the Uplift world, because you guys just make it a joy and a pleasure for the rest of us to all be.
Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely. Just to add to that, it's so important for community. That's why we have such a zero FUD policy within our Discord, because you are going to get those types of they come in crowds, and it could really kill projects, because it just doesn't look good when people new coming in, and if it's just all negative, it could really just destroy a project. And I think that's one thing the Uplift, for as long as I bought in early, I think it was the first land sale, and it's just always been positive. I'm just how do they do it? Because you do see other places and it can get a bit, I don't even want to be in this Discord anymore. I'll just mute maybe here or there, depending. I'm not going to say which ones, but it's always been quite positive. And I think that's why I was so surprised when some of the AV Tangen and our builders, they'd say oh, I made friends with my neighbor. I'm like, that happens? People are actually friends with their neighbors? I'm like, holy crap, this is real. So it's such it's so important to have that, and I'm happy with the NFG community. That's why I'm so invested in it, and all the guys there are that's the one thing we promote, and that's what we're about, because we are a non-fungible gang. We're invested in these particular projects. We look at giving out all these different types of scholarships, and the guys especially the Hysteria, Ash, Ben, Lino, these guys have done very well. And it's all about catering to that community, giving that knowledge out and helping everyone else. And that's why I'm happy that these guys are a solid part of the team, and being able to, now they're passing their Minecraft knowledge. It's like a domino effect, to be honest. So it's pretty cool. Cool.
It's a good give and take, positive environment.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to what comes next. And that's the other thing that we have been trying to do for a while, but it's a little bit more difficult, to be honest, is to get some of these community leaders to come and join us for some kind of roundtable of sorts. So hopefully we can figure this out. I've been trying to figure this out for like the last few months. It's really hard because they all seem to like reside in different locations of the globe, but definitely want to do that sometime, or just have like even a community crawl event where like people can go to like different headquarters and different servers or something like that. Like just get all of you guys together, Sammy Snake community, the NFT army, the NFG gang. There's a few other ones out there as well that I just think would be really interesting to see how things would work. Like even if you did a build off, like a community build off or something, right? Like you're able to whitelist like 20 people to this plot, and you have one day to like build it and like see what happens. Like it'd be really fun. So I'm excited to when we get to the point where we can do all that. Of course, we're not perfect. We've got problems on our end as well. We're kind of like bootstrapping this as we go along. We're having sometimes issues, and some things are a little bit slower than we want them to be. Even me on the team, like sometimes I get annoyed that it's like, come on, like we need to be able to whitelist people like more. Like this is a bit problematic, right?
That's one of ours as well.
Yeah,
it gets a bit. You forget who's whitelisted on whose plot, and so we've got all these documents, but there's only so much you can do sometimes as well. But yeah, no, I feel you with that part. The whitelisting.
Before we go, how do I contact NFG? The Discord link is not valid for me. So maybe you can drop that one in the comments again, private chat, and I'll drop it here. Maybe I missed that. Discord link at the bottom up. Thank you for letting me know that.
Let me get it for you. We've got a actual link now, not like a.
But again, like even the most part, I do really feel grateful for this community, because like we've done a lot of things that like have kind of worked, but then we've decided we don't want to do that anymore. A really good example was the probes. Like I don't know if you guys were back in the days of the probes where we had people launch the probes, and then like the first probe to hit that target, that was the person who got to purchase the NFT. For that piece of land, and it was kind of a fun event, but we just like looked at the legwork behind it. We're like, yeah, we're never probably going to do this again, right? And so like those probes are like basically meaningless, and like people were like, oh, I have these probes that I saved that I didn't use. Like, what's the use case? And we're like, there's no use case. Like we said that like months ago. We said there's no use case, right? Or like the stamps that we brought out, right? And like we get like a couple people who come in and say like, when's the use case for the stamps? And we're like, well, read the fine print, and it wasn't even fine print. It was like plastered in bold over the whole outside of the package that said these may never have any use case. But for the most part, it's great to see the community. They're just like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'm still get them. Like they're fun, right? And like if I can't imagine what that would be like in some of these other like projects, right? Like we've become so spoiled in the NFT space that like. Everyone thinks that everything needs to have a use case, right? People are dumping things because like, oh, collection has no value. It's all about flipping. And I'm just kind of curious, like, because I know you guys like have scholarship programs in other projects like Axie Infinity and things like this. Like, is there something in terms of the metaverse that you guys have noticed that has actually like a change the way that people think? Like is it I know Wax is good, I know the Uplift is good, but like it does it seem like there's more interaction metaverse wise in general that keeps people positive, or does it really depend upon the project? I'll take that as an I don't.
I'm getting my thoughts across. I think because a lot of projects are taking the route of the whole scholarship thing because of the success of Axie Infinity. Because one of them that we do have is like is Journey to God, the Discord scholar guilds that you can create, and it's all server based. So I think there's almost like I think these communities are what's gonna push everything forward, because you're going to always have your projects separately. They'll have their own communities, but it's these big communities. It's almost like it's your own team. It's your own. I'm from this, and that's what I'm seeing. Like when I'm going to different Discords as well, and you should join us as well. Like these little sub communities are coming up, and I think it's going to get to that point where, I'm not trying to say it's like different types of people. It's just like it's like different alien races or something. I don't know, in that sense. So, depending on the community, like that's the vibe that you're gonna get for that. You know, like Sammy's community is great. He's got one of those communities really great, and we've done a few things. We're in talks with them with maybe possibly working with stuff with Nova Rally. So I think it comes in a more like lot of I guess collaborations are being made between these different communities, and that's what I think. Saying like, and it's all learning. I think that's the good thing about it too. We're seeing what other communities are doing well. We try to implement to ours, but at the same time, we're not just waiting. And that's how this Uplift thing came about. We're like, we could do this, and like eventually when updates come out, like how you mentioned the PvP thing, like allowing it. We were already trying to think ways around it by like the lava bucket thing or the beam at the end. But we know like there's gonna be a time that's gonna happen. But also like, you know, taking that initiative that we'll figure out our own makeshift way, and then just trust the developers. I'm pretty sure this is too much of a good opportunity. Just not let it happen eventually. And that's why I chime in. Like I feel like NFG is my little home base, but then I'll like venture out, make myself known in these different communities, and it's great. Like yeah, just from the top of my head, like the battle miners community, they're great. They do things a bit different. You see how each of them do operate differently, but the overall the ones that I like and the ones that we stay, and definitely the ones that we collaborate with. So if we ever do a stream with a project, there's already that connection. There's a reason why we wouldn't just, you know, stream or interview or like majorly invest in something just for that, for the sake of it, or for name's sake, I guess. I don't know if that answered the question.
No, I think it kind of did. It made me think of a couple things, you know, like, so first off, you know, it's funny because sometimes I'll be sitting in meetings and I'll be like, hey guys, let's do this. And they're like, back of the line, Jimmy. Back of the line. We've got like 10 things that we've got to do before we can even consider that, right? And so like, not just me, but like other people on the team as well, right? Like our devs are like top notch. I think they're some of the best in the game, some of the best in the space. And they're just like working so hard, busting their balls so much that like at times like we kind of have to like, you know, stop ourselves even as a team from talking to them just to let them do their shit, right?
Yeah, they're like beans.
So look at it. It's but I wanted to ask NFG and Tengen. This is kind of my last question, but I wanted to ask, have you ever like, because you said you're quite strict in the Discord. Have you ever had to boot someone from the plot? Have you ever actually had to be like, no, your whitelisting is gone just because they've been in there messing stuff up? Or
So I wouldn't say boot because they were misbehaving. They were just, there's some instances where we take in trainees and then maybe the game isn't for them, or they think I was too impulsive, I don't like Minecraft, or it's making me dizzy, or some other reasons. I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. So we take away the whitelist and then just give it to someone else that's interested instead. And this is exclusively for our scholars. The situation is exclusively for our Axie scholars, of course. And due to bad behavior, I don't think we've ever booted anybody yet. Hopefully not. Hopefully not in the future, but yeah, for other reasons,
Yeah, that's great. I love it. That's really exciting. So, because
I guess No, I was just gonna say, I guess that 2-week period before they become a scholar, that's sort of like the trial. Like, do you like the game?
Evaluation.
I get sick. I get motion sickness. I have to press F5 just to do the outer view, because in first-person view I get dizzy. So there's been cases like, but it's never been a bad reason, because that was one of the things that we were concerned about. Because you give someone access to these plots, but there's actual items in there that, you know, someone savvy enough could just dig these up and sell it themselves. That kind of thing. Like, obviously, coming from a scholarship or a business point of view, I guess these are things you have to think about, and we don't try to, but it's a reality. It could happen. But I think that's where we're coming from. Like, the people we're already offering, they've either been vouched by someone that's already a scholar. There's a relationship there already, and vice versa. A scholar that's already invested in Axie, you know, that we've already got that connection with them. It is a trust thing, in that sense. But the next stage is like, you know, if we ever just give it out to anyone apply, fill out a form. Not quite there yet, because at the end of the day, with entrusting someone from a screen name,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you just never know type thing. So that's the reason why we've got it set up the way it is right now. But I actually think it works out very well because, like I said, it's almost it does. It gives that incentive. Like if you get the scholarship, you can also become a builder and be part of this as well. So.
And how many? Like, so how many of your scholars in the Uplift are involved with other games as well? Like, are a lot of them involved in many of the different platforms?
Multiple. The thing I really like though, there's actual people that have joined for Minecraft or Uplift. They haven't joined specific. They don't have a scholarship, so they've been vouched by someone that just became an Uplift builder, and then they're like, I actually have friends that play Minecraft. They're not scholars, but they've been vouched by someone that we've already promoted. So we're like, that's fine. We can, like, we know you. You've done so much. You're great at what you do. With Axie, I'm happy to do that. We whitelist them. They go through the training as per usual. I would say, to be honest, like, we're hitting almost 20 guys. It's a slower rollout because we only have the 4 keys every 2 weeks, but it's always booked out. We've got people on a wait list that are just waiting till those 4 keys become available. And then we roll through another phase. And these guys do all the work. They run the training. If you watch some of our streams, one of our guys, Kermit, he's a Twitch streamer as well. He'll literally go through the whole process, so people can even just tune in and just
literally
that's how you do
basics,
that.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. Like for me, when I watch you guys, I'm like, this is cool. If I actually want to play the game, I could just tune in and watch. And you're literally, it's just it still boggles me. It's like Ready Player One. I'm in the world, and I'm in a little training arena.
Yeah.
I geek out of that.
It's another thing on that is that we have to be careful with who we actually whitelist, because the way you guys implemented it in the Uplift, every item is basically an NFT, right? It has value.
It's a value. That was our concern.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we can't have anyone come in and next thing you know, all our diamonds are gone, or all our elytras. Yeah, there's no more land or something.
Everything's gone.
So we don't mind if someone comes in and they have 0 experience, but we know we can trust them.
And that's
so
the community
either someone has referred them to us, someone we trust has referred them, or they're already an existing scholar, or we already have that connection with them. So we don't mind. We go through the training. We have 2 training sessions with 2 weeks in between. We teach them literally how do you make sticks from wood, how do you shear a sheep, everything. So from the littlest things, depending on their experience level, we have a full application form where they fill out everything they've had to do with Minecraft. Have you played Minecraft? Do you know how to play it? How many years experience? What versions have you played? Have you played on servers? Stuff like that. So we make sure that everyone that joins in, once they go from trainee to official builder, they know not only Minecraft, but they also know the rules on Uplift, because of course there's a transition. There's the anti-PvP, there's the anti-AFK, there's the anti-redstone contraptions. Because we've had some people come in and they would be like, "Oh, can I build this?" And like, no, you can't. That's you're gonna get banned. You're gonna get all of us banned. Please don't. It's like. Yeah.
It's really cool. I'd love you to check it out, Jimmy. Actually, if you want to join our Discord, it's all there, like publicly as well. I'm always available too, and the guys, because it's all open. There's no secrets. I think that's the best thing. It's just learning from each community and whatnot.
Yeah,
and if you pick up things that we're doing, it's all out, all in the server as well.
I'm kind of pondering what to do with this information now, because I tried to do this on our channel. I tried to do a Uplift kind of building show with people on the community who would come in and teach other people like tricks of the trade, kind of thing. And we did one. I did one with one person in the community. And so listening to you guys talk, I was thinking, well, maybe AV5, I should get you on the show to do one of those. But then I got thinking, well, I mean, kind of want people to go through you guys to get that training.
It's like another server
as
well.
Not just watch it on our channel, even though I like the views. So then I thought, well, maybe what I should do is I should pull AV5 on for how to enroll in the NFG community kind of tutorial type of thing, right? And then we can showcase how people can get involved and get over there, and you can walk us through the process for
definitely.
You can walk us through the induction process, basically. I mean, I've always felt like I was in a cult anyway, so I may as well make it official.
We could collab and get it on stream, and you guys,
we could
tune in with our characters.
I think that would be really fun. And then, like on the flip side of that, I would love to come on maybe some of your communities channels, like in the next couple weeks, and talk about that. Because one of the things that we're actually doing at the beginning of November, I guess, is we're going to be having the Gratitude land sale. And one of the things with Gratitude is it is a survival server. So there's going to be a lot of people who are going to have to know a lot of things. So maybe I can come on like one or two of your guys' streams, and we can do like a walkthrough of, some simple things, even like how to find your plot and things like that. I don't know, or we can stream them to both channels. I don't know, but like definitely we should think about a way to collaborate on this.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be great. I think it'd be really good.
Because a lot of people that come in, they have confusion, especially with the Minecraft launcher. They don't understand that Uplift runs on 1.16.5. So especially with us, like people who come in and they want to play, I had to make a whole video on how to download Minecraft, and it should be on 1.16.5. How do you verify your Wax account to Uplift? How do you verify it to the Uplift website? So
these are the pieces of content we're looking to create, and Avi's already started.
We made YouTube videos on that, just so people won't have to keep coming in saying, how do you do this, how do you do that? They could just click the video link. And so that would be great if in the future, if ever you do have that land sale and you have a bunch of people who are a bit confused, we can have a stream maybe of one of our trainings or something like that, or just a special stream just for you guys. I don't know. I'd have to talk. Andy would have to talk to the bosses about that. I'm sure that's something he would be.
And this goes for you guys as well, but like this goes for everybody. There's so much going on with our community that it's hard to keep up sometimes. So just gonna throw this out there for people like you or for any of the other communities that happen to be watching this back. When you create a video and you put it out there on YouTube, especially on YouTube. We can't really do much with Twitch, but when you create a video and you put it out there on YouTube, put it on Twitter and tag Kansai Crypto or tag Corey. Because that's an automatic retweet pretty much from us. And B, we will also drop it into like our playlist. So people will be able to go to our YouTube channel, they'll be able to click on inside the Uplift World playlist, and they'll be able to see those videos, and it will actually redirect them directly to your channel. So it gets hits for you, but it also gives us like some really good knowledge to be able to point towards, right? Like people can go and see the Uplifters channel, and they'll end up, watching a video of that process, for example, to download Minecraft 16.5 and install it. So just, you guys, but anyone out there who's making Uplift video content, make sure that you tag us on Twitter or send it to us in the Discord or DM, and we'll definitely do what we can do to get it on the channel. That goes for anyone out there who's making this kind of stuff. So
nice one.
That's awesome.
Sounds good.
But let's hook it up in the next couple of weeks. I got to jet. I think you guys are busy too. It's quite late.
We'll take it
guys.
offline.
It's quite late for me. But definitely thanks for coming out. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. Like maybe something's happening tomorrow. I think what we're gonna do tomorrow is we're gonna have a roundtable at 9:00 over on the Crypto Writer channel, focused on a metaverse concert that we're gonna do like in 2 or 3 weeks over in Crypto Voxels with Yoshi Drops. So I think that's our plan for tomorrow. And then, of course, like Wednesday and Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have our regular guest here. So definitely hit the bell and notification buttons if you haven't done that already, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for coming out. I will send you guys the blue tokens to your Wax account for those of you who won. AV included, as soon as I get off the stream. Thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen from NFG, and we will see you guys all on the flip side.
Absolutely.
Sometime soon again.